At 33,000 feet, Flight N907 drifted smoothly through calm skies. Passengers relaxed in their seats, unaware that the next few minutes would change their lives forever. Among them sat a quiet girl named Lena Hart, the new student everyone ignored in school. She wore simple clothes, kept her headphones on, and stared out the window as if trying to disappear from the world. Nobody knew who she really was. The flight attendants moved down the aisle with practiced smiles, offering drinks and snacks. Everything was normal, until the plane suddenly jerked to the left. A loud metallic thud echoed through the cabin. Then the lights flickered. Then the smell of burning wires filled the air. Passengers gasped. A baby started crying. People tightened their seatbelts as the aircraft dipped sharply. The calm atmosphere shattered in seconds. Inside the cockpit, warning alarms blared non-stop. The left engine sputtered like it was choking. Screens flashed red. The captain tried to adjust the controls, but the yoke resisted like something heavy was pulling against it. Then, without warning, the captain collapsed forward over the panel. The co-pilot shouted in shock, shaking him desperately. "Captain, Captain, stay with me!" No response. The co-pilot grabbed the radio. "Mayday, Mayday, Flight N907. Captain is down. We're losing systems." But all he heard back was static, total communication failure. In the cabin, a flight attendant rushed forward, breathing fast, her eyes wide with fear. "Is anyone here a pilot? Anyone with flying experience?" she cried. The passengers looked around helplessly. People shook their heads. Some whispered prayers. Then quietly, Lena unbuckled her seatbelt and stood up. Everyone stared at her. She looked too young, too small, too unimportant to be helpful. A simple student, a nobody. "Ma'am," the flight attendant said, "this is a serious emergency." "I know," Lena said softly. "Let me try." She followed the attendant to the cockpit. As soon as Lena stepped inside, she froze. The captain was unconscious, oxygen masks dangling from above. The co-pilot fought desperately to hold the plane steady, sweat dripping down his forehead. "You shouldn't be here," he barked. "Get back." But Lena sat in the captain's seat with calm precision, her hands resting exactly on the controls, like she had done it 1,000 times before. The co-pilot blinked. "What are you doing?" "Helping," she said simply. The radio crackled again, but this time a voice broke through. "Unidentified aircraft. Respond immediately." The co-pilot reached for the radio, but Lena grabbed it first. Her voice changed, strong, steady, and professional. "This is call sign Valkyrie 7, taking temporary command of Flight N907. The co-pilot froze. Valkyrie 7? He recognized the name. Every young pilot in the Air Force did. She was a rumored prodigy who vanished from training after a mysterious accident 3 years ago. At 33,000 feet above the clouds, Flight N907 was peaceful. Passengers watched movies, listened to music, and slept comfortably. No one imagined that within minutes, their ordinary flight would turn into a life-or-death battle. Among the passengers sat a quiet new girl named Lena Hart, in seat 14A. She kept her hoodie up, her backpack under her feet, and her eyes fixed outside the window, trying not to draw attention. She had only been at her new school for a week, and most people barely remembered her name. But beneath her calm exterior, she was hiding a past no one knew about. 20 minutes after takeoff, the aircraft shuddered violently. Drinks spilled, passengers grabbed their armrests, and the lights flickered. A strange, grinding sound echoed from under the left. Wing, like metal twisting under pressure. Then came the burning smell. People panicked. A toddler started crying. The seatbelt sign flashed, followed by a sharp drop that made several passengers scream. Inside the cockpit, chaos erupted. Warning alarms exploded across the control panel. Red lights flashed non-stop. The captain tried to stabilize the aircraft, but the controls felt stiff, like something was blocking them. He reached for the radio, but before he could speak, his eyes rolled back. He collapsed forward onto the controls. "Captain! Captain, stay with me!" the co-pilot shouted, shaking him. But the captain was completely unresponsive. The co-pilot grabbed the radio. "Mayday! Mayday! Flight N907, Captain is down. We are experiencing critical failures." Static. No communication. In the cabin, flight attendants rushed down the aisle, fear clear on their faces. One of them shouted, "Is there anyone on board with flying experience? Anyone who can help in the cockpit?" The cabin fell silent. People looked around hopelessly. A few pointed to each other, but no one moved forward. Then softly but confidently a voice spoke. "I can help." Lena stood up. Passengers stared in disbelief.
A teenage girl?
Thin, quiet, almost invisible, she looked like the last person capable of saving a plane. The flight attendant frowned. "Sweetheart, this is an emergency. We need someone trained." Lena didn't back down. "I know, let me try." Something in her tone, steady, certain, made the attendant hesitate. Then she nodded and led Lena toward the cockpit. The moment Lena entered, she froze for half a second. The captain lay unconscious, oxygen masks dangling overhead, and the plane trembled violently. The co-pilot fought the controls, breathing hard. "You shouldn't be here," he snapped. "Go back to your seat." But Lena walked straight to the captain's chair and sat down with the confidence of someone who belonged there. "Move your hand," she told the co-pilot, her tone firm. He stared at her, confused, desperate, unsure, but something in her eyes made him listen. Lena grabbed the radio. Her voice transformed, calm, controlled, authoritative. "This is call sign Valkyrie 7.